Hello, and a very warm and fuzzy welcome to another episode of Bad Plays TCG podcast. Per Pokemon TCG podcast.
Pokemon
I guess
TC.
we could do other TCGs at some point.
Ugh.
No, I don't think Lewis is keen on that. It's only been a week, but quite a lot has happened. We could probably talk for absolutely ages.
I could. About you.
We're gonna talk about my love for Tord
Oh,
and LAIC in general. I literally, so obviously, if you didn't watch it, spoiler alert, but Tord won, and he was quite emotional afterwards. You see him kind of
fell
like
over,
he
mate.
got out the chair, turned around, and it looked like he kind of might have tripped or intentionally fell up onto the
Yeah.
stage and just lied on his front for a bit.
It just fell over. Right?
And you couldn't tell if he was crying because he had his mask on, but
He
I,
probably was.
I was
I would
willing,
be.
I was happy for him. Yeah, I would be. It was a good. I missed the first game of that final, but the rest of it was quite cool. But yeah, LAIC in general. What did you think, Lewis?
Lugia. Lots of Lugia. Lots of like how much? 58% Lugia.
Should we put up the?
Yeah, like it was so ridiculous.
Right. Okay. So
All
here's the top. What 16?
Yeah.
There is. Look, it's easy to count the ones that aren't Lugia. There was a lost 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. That's
4.
mad. That's insane. 12 Lugias in top 16.
Yeah, and apparently, and we've got a nice advert at the bottom.
Oh.
In top, let's scroll down. In top 20, there were 16 Lugia builds.
Oh, it's distressing.
I was a bit worried at that point because I'm like, I don't really want to buy Lugia. I can't really buy Lugia. It's too expensive and it's a bit boring. So like, I spoke to someone earlier and was like, we hate Lugia.
I think that's the general consensus, to be honest.
Did you watch any of LAIC?
I only watched the final. That was
Okay.
about it. I only watched Tord versus Lucas Kauser. Is that his name?
His name is Kauser is how I don't know
Yeah.
how if it's got a weird pronunciation.
But him.
Sorry for butchering his name.
But he went 9-0 in day one, so it was kind of obvious he would be in the top band of the tournament, which is impressive. But he was playing Lugia with 4 collapsed stadium, which is very cool. Don't know where
Lucas, let's look
yeah,
at his
he's
list.
4 collapsed stadium, which is very interesting. I think 4 collapsed stadium just wins you so many other matchups than if you don't play collapsed stadium. I don't know how he found room though, but somehow, somewhere, he managed to do it.
Because, like, for example, in my list, I've got Path.
Yeah, I've played Path as well. Path helps a lot.
But then you can kind of you need a way to bump it. So you got the Lost Vacuum, and some of them play Pump Kaboo.
Yeah,
because you don't want to checkmate yourself when you've got Luminion V and Radiant Charizard.
that was, yeah. It's overall it's a really good deck, Lugia. But clearly the results show it. But I hadn't put Oranguru in any of my Lugia like builds before, but I've seen a lot of people playing Oranguru, especially Tord. I think that's his favorite. That's his favorite card.
Yeah.
Something.
Did you watch the interview afterwards? So it was brought up, and he explained why he plays it in nearly everything. Because he said basically, if you play one Oranguru and you've got it on field, you are Marnie proof. Because, for example, I've got it in my Lost Box deck, and I know I want a Chorus's Experiment, so I could just Primate Wisdom it to the top of my deck. So if I get Marnied, I know I've got a Chorus Experiment. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So now I'm thinking I might put it in more decks that I build for that kind of scenario.
Yeah, especially like if you think about it, I know you wouldn't, but especially in like decks that rely on the same stuff as like Mew, if you get pathed with playing Mew, like or something that just gets absolutely destroyed by like Marnie or Roxanne, or Roxanne not quite, but Marnie, you just go, oh, I don't know, either stadium to bump the path if they like path Marnie. You
Yeah.
can put the stadium at the top, so you got it straight away, or you put like research on the top or something, so you know off that money you're gonna get a draw
Yeah.
sport. is generally why you need it or want it, I suppose.
So on that, so Tord was saying his lists are often built with consistency in the forefront of his mind, and often simplicity is the way to go, because you can have all the fancy techs and the flashiest deck out there, but if it doesn't consistently work, then you're just going to brick, and the more times you brick, the more times you're going to lose. So I think that's one thing that I've learned from Tord is consistency is such an important factor, and we kind of get carried away. There's all these cool cards and all that, but sometimes just stick with consistency, because in a big tournament when you're playing, how many rounds is that total? If you won that, you're playing what, 14, 15?
Yeah, 14, 15 rounds.
Like, you can't afford for a deck to be
on and off.
Yeah, you need it to be firing kind of all the time if you can. So
yeah, I think he only really has, well, the closest you can call to a tech is the 2 Radiant and the Yveltal, but that's played in like every deck, so you can't even really call that a tech. But I know a lot of people were playing, or some people, were playing with Regigigas.
Yeah,
I didn't see many of that.
Yeah, because we've been playing a little bit with Regigigas.
I thought Regigigas was fun.
Because I loved being on the ladder and one-shotting a Duraludon VMAX, for example. When you put a belt on it, where your little Regigigas just goes boom.
It's just satisfying, isn't it?
See you later.
Yeah.
And then you get like the sad face from your opponent.
This list.
So this is Tord's list.
Oh.
So he had the 2 hiding energy, the 1 hiding energy in there as well, which was kind of interesting. Bit of retreat in there, I guess.
Yeah.
And a bit of added support for Yveltal if it ever kind of needed any.
Wait, I can't see the list. I can't see it.
Let me turn the screen a little
bit. That's a good list, man.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Oops.
That is a Tord list. Beautiful.
And Stoutland.
Yes.
Very good against Lost Box. Because you're not so far behind in the prize race then. Because you can take... Well, Stoutland is for a 3 colourless energy... you do, I think it's like 4, I can't get the card right now, 40 damage, yeah. But you take an extra prize card. So if you're against a single prize deck, usually you're going to be like, oh god, I've got to take 6 prizes now. Yeah. But now, theoretically, you can just take 3 prizes, but you get an extra one each time with Stoutland, which really turns around the Lost Box matchup, doesn't it?
Yeah, so like 2 powerful energy knocks out a comfy. So that's not a hard thing to do with Archeops.
I saw one game where they had 2 Archeops on, and they powered up the Stoutland with 4 powerful energy.
Wow!
And because I think they were like making a donk, or there was something in the active, and they could just, as long as they just power it up and do it.
That's ridiculous.
I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 120 damage then, isn't it?
That's nuts. That's such a choice about and do 150 to V. Oh my, that would be ridiculous. He's got the Dunsparce and Manaphy, which I know Azul was talking about, saying that not many people are playing Dunsparce and Manaphy. That's why he played the Resting Lost Box, which I think we'll talk about in a little bit. That is now being the general like norm for the deck now. That's what I've seen a lot of online and just in general play. I've seen that so much since this tournament, and that's just the meta shifting for one deck, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, and one other thing you mentioned there about the Pain Dunsparce and Manaphy, it's not just that, he's got Bunkaboo and Oranguru. So in my experience, often players might just play a couple or pick one or go, oh, I remember when I had Arceus V-Star, it was like, oh, I'm a bit tight in this deck. Do I play Manaphy or do I play Dunsparce? I was like, well, play both and cut something else.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to be that important in certain matchups, you kind of want to be safe than sorry, don't you?
Yeah, I just think simple way to put it is that's the most consistent Lugia deck you could probably build.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
So linear and straightforward. Wish all my decks looked that good when I build them.
It's and of course a player like Tord, his edge is that
What on
oh
earth are you
no,
doing?
it's because my other computer is touching the keyboard of that.
We're professionals here.
Yeah,
Look at this.
because his edge, he is able to build a a really good meta deck from scratch without showing anybody else other than his testing circle,
Yeah.
and just come out with it. Whereas like most other players kind of take something that's already doing well and might tweak it.
Yeah.
So when you can come up with something completely fresh and that's going to be really good, you're at a massive advantage as well, aren't you? It's kind of like the surprise factor, which I just think that's pretty cool.
Speaking of surprises, we have Sanders' list there with
Yeah,
place.
we were all like, "What's Thunder playing? We want to see the list ASAP. What is it?" And here it is.
It's just the Lugia counter.
It's pretty. I did not expect to see Greedent v Pidgeot v
Greedent V and Pidgeotto V, man, or whatever its name is.
Pidgeotto is the middle evolution, isn't it?
That is a very wacky list.
It is,
Yeah.
and I think it is as complicated to play as it might look.
It's like how many one-offs? There's so many.
It is, and
That
you've
is
got one
insane.
wash energy, which is really important for the Ice Q, so it can't be hit by Sableye.
Yes.
So I guess you want to put that wash energy on the Ice Q first, while it's on the bench, and then next turn DTE or Twin Energy,
Yeah.
promote.
I do like the Greedent, honestly. The discard and energy crunch it does.
Yeah.
And then there's the Yveltal, which you loop with what do you use? Oh no, he doesn't play any. Well, basically all you do is you just get your Yveltal, attach your Twin Energy or double Turbo Energy against Lugia, and just get rid of their energy. As soon as all their energy's gone, you win the game.
So this deck, because I built this and played it on my ladder afterwards, but it's kind of this deck was specifically, I feel, built for Lugia, because Sander knew or had a strong feeling that it was going to all be Lugia. So as control decks go, this isn't an all-rounded control deck for everything. This is a control deck against special energy decks. So if you're playing against something that's not special energy, like lots of Palkia, or like, I don't know, stuff, for example, Shadow Rider Calyrex, tons of energy or whatever, like whatever deck plays Space Energy.
Why would anyone play that?
No one would play this list, because you wouldn't, because in control you either want to deny energy. It's easy to do if it's all special, or kind of trap in the active and run them out of switching cards, or try and deck them out or something. It's only really works on special energy.
Looking at there's 23 one-ofs in this deck. That's so mad. That's like insane. You'd have to be, especially with one Peonia as well. I think I might play 2 in that if I was playing that, just because I'm a wimp.
Oh yeah, I actually missed Ice Q off the one. You can get it back though with Silene or Palpad. But then Silene just supports the turn.
You rather want to be Palpadding back other stuff for the matchup.
Yeah, not chasing your tail.
Overall, that was a solid deck for that tournament, and that's usually how Sander plays his list. That list is only, not necessarily, but only 100% utilizable in that tournament.
Yeah, so I don't think this will be played again.
Probably not.
No,
I couldn't see it being played again.
No,
I think that's about it for Sander. That list was just extraordinary.
And he did explain something on Twitter. If you want, you can go on Twitter and have a look. Of like how we would approach certain matchups. Like with Lost Box, he said it isn't just about getting Ice Q out. You can do something about looping the Greedent and Pidgeot and doing this. It just sounded so complicated. I was like, mate, that ain't gonna work for me.
No.
I'm not good enough to do that.
Just hearing that would make your brain hurt. That sounds scary.
Yeah, looping Pidgeot and Greedent. No. Or they have to have like Cape of Toughness on as well.
Yeah, but I think Lugia's just taken over the format. Unless you look at Brisbane, there were the outcomes for that one. That's in top 8 right now, is it?
Yeah, so I think a lot of the community have come together and so we hate Lugia.
They're forming an alliance against Lugia.
Yeah, I called it the Resistance earlier.
Yeah, that was it.
And the top 8 was quite interesting because there were only 2 Lugia decks.
Yeah.
And there was even a Durant,
What is going on?
which
What?
is brilliant.
How?
How can, because Durant isn't extremely consistent. They must have had a cool build of it or something.
I'm,
But you
I'm
said
interested.
Brisbane isn't as big of an event.
No, that's usually not. That's what a lot of people say. That's only one meta as well. It's not like the European or the American
Where multiple
format.
countries,
Yeah,
like,
where multiple like communities and stuff like that are building different stuff because like the Europeans play different to the Americans.
so we can take Brisbane with a pinch of salt, but it is interesting.
It's still relevant, then, especially with 2 control Yveltals in top 8.
Yeah,
That proves that beats Lugia, and people have recognised that beats Lugia.
and it will stop there being so much Lugia.
Yeah, the people will be maybe deterred from playing Lugia because they're like, well, if I pair against this deck, then I'm gonna lose. So then it'll be the cycle of someone will try and play a deck that 100% beats control Yveltal, or 100, but also beats everything else. You can't just build your deck around beating like one deck without it being an attacking deck. If you're not it being an attacking
well, you
deck.
can't take for one matchup. You need to have a spread, don't you?
Yeah, but if you do tech for every matchup, then that's just dumb.
Yeah,
because then you're not going to have any consistency.
like you need to be a deck within your own right,
Yeah.
and be able to win games.
Yes.
Not just try and.
Yeah.
As long as I don't win, as long as I don't lose to you, it's not going to work. I don't think you'll be consistent, and you've got to be able to, create damage and whatever.
Create damage.
Create damage. Create.
Yeah. I'm all the damage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's Brisbane. Not much to say about that.
It was nice to say that. It was nice to see a Mew VMAX there. I think that's still.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm biased because I'm picking up 2 of the Mew V battle boxes on Monday, in a couple of days from now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
excited for that.
I said earlier I don't get excited about much, but I'm looking forward to getting.
Are you excited for that?
I think I am. I think I'll have a glimpse of excitement. I'll walk in with a little smile, because it's been a while. It's a bit late coming out, wasn't it? And I've played Mew VMAX. I played it in all the team challenge qualifiers.
Yeah.
Just didn't make it in. I was like, but oh well. But I think a few of them I played quite well with Mew VMAX, and I just kind of took to it. I was like, this could be the deck I consider for the tournament. You never know. For Liverpool.
I knew you were gonna
Liverpool, baby!
Yeah.
We're going Liverpool.
Yeah, we made it in the 3 minutes we had.
Apparently, right, our friend Charlie at Retroball, who gave us our nice sleeves here, he said that it was 1.3 minutes they sold out.
They're very specific.
I know. I don't know if I was like, Charlie, have you got access to some spyware software or something? But it was like, there was 1,000 tickets that were spread across the different divisions, weren't there? So about 808, I think it was.
Something like that, yeah. Masters.
For Masters, and they sold out. What, say under
instantly.
2 minutes, straight away.
Yeah, but me, you, my dad, and a couple of others from our group managed to get in,
which is pretty good.
Yeah, all of us that wanted to go got in. So
that's a really good result, because if you think there's 1,000, well, say 800 Masters tickets, you have got the UK, and not just the UK. Like Liverpool is fairly easily accessible to Northern Europe. Scandinavia can just get on a ferry or whatever, or fly over from hop over there. So there's a big pool of people for one regional. It's not like in the States where you've got regionals all over the place.
Yeah, there's two massive tournaments in the UK, and that's it.
Yeah, because we've got the internationals in June, is it?
In London, is it?
In London,
yeah. It's the same arena that Worlds was held in, I think. So that's going to be massive. Can't wait for that.
So we'll have to be on it for that as well.
But one step at a time. We got Liverpool first. I think that'll just be amazing to go to, especially as a team. It'd just be fun. We'll see if even if one of us makes day 2 in the whole team. No, in the whole team, in our whole
The whole
crew
team.
would be like amazing.
Is anyone like? It would be epic. Making day 2 is like a massive feat, isn't it?
Yeah, like huge.
So what? So that's top 128 is day or 256.
I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
It depends on how many enter.
With 808, did you say people?
Well, apparently 808 spaces, but apparently there's like 824 tickets that got sold for Masters. I don't know if that's true, but apparently someone said they might have oversold a little bit. But
there might be some no shows,
or maybe payments didn't go through or something.
There'll definitely be some no shows, I think.
Yeah, because life happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
So let's say 800.
Yeah, there we go. 8 people decide no.
And it was going to be my first ever regionals.
Hey!
So they were saying earlier, like a lot of people are really might take this, take it seriously because they're paying to go. It's a big commitment. You have to blank off the weekend and maybe the Friday as well. So a lot of considered thought goes into it. But for me, mate, it's my first one. It just it doesn't really matter so much. For me, it's just going to be the experience.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of doesn't matter as long as I'm not playing a theme deck.
If you lose a bet or something, you're going to be playing a theme deck.
So it's kind of, there's no pressure, and I am quite excited for Liverpool. And I don't get excited often.
You've said that twice now.
Yeah.
I think you do get excited quite a lot.
I know. Well, maybe more so in Pokemon than everything else in life. Oh, a good meal. Get excited.
Just had cinnamon raisin baguette bagel. There we go. That's
I didn't make. I prepared.
You prepared.
I prepared
some
Lewis.
You prepared me. you toasted me, did you?
I toasted Lewis and put some butter on him, and then he ate it.
What? Oh my god.
And then
so
I dunked mine in soft cheese.
Yep.
And that was quite
soft
tasty.
White stuff, as you described it as. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not even going to question it. But I'm excited for Liverpool.
What do you predict then? Because I don't think there's going to be as much Lugia as what you can see in LAIC in Liverpool.
I still think there'll be a lot. There'll be a fair few because it's just so good. But I reckon there'll be more of Yveltal. That's one that I'm definitely considering.
So
100%.
So the Sander build, but tweaks a bit.
It will be updated because there's been a whole extra month and a bit extra. So of course stuff might change. Some new ideas will be found out. So it's like with the Mew with double turbo, something like a new idea could pop up. You know what I mean? So it depends what happens. We've got a long time, and I know some people are wondering if it's in rotation or not, if we're gonna have Sword and Shield etc. cut off or not. Hopefully not, but I don't know. But hopefully, because they did just say January. They said the beginning of the month. That doesn't necessarily mean.
But the thing is, that would surprise me because staple cards are always in rotation, like Switch.
Yeah, I think Switch goes out for the first time in so long.
But so those cards, they're just going to disappear. So I'm quite new to. I don't really know much about this, but I would have assumed that they'd wait until the Scarlet and Violet set comes out and then do rotation then, because surely if they did want to have kind of a switching card still there, they would then have the replacement for it, or just a straight a copy of Switch in the base set for the next generation. It just seems a bit weird.
It does. It would be a bit weird if they did do rotation before. Have you seen what the new set's going to be called? Scarlet EX and Violet EX.
Ooh, original.
That's what the set is called. That's okay, that is just really intrigued and not I don't know.
It's a bit long-winded, isn't it?
What are some of the best set names, Darkness Ablaze and I don't know, Battle Styles, and then you just got Scarlet and Violet EX. It's just a bit boring. Up your game, Pokemon. But I know that will change everything.
Well, it was Sun and Moon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it was Sword and Shield. So maybe it's just the first one. And then the next one will be something a bit more.
Scarlet and Violet EX.
2.
Yeah, there we go.
I reckon they just have the boring name for the first one, and then be like, oh, this, we get all the staples out, the things we need to get out for the format, the playable stuff.
That's what they'll do.
And then the fun stuff comes set 2 and onwards, maybe.
Fun stuff.
Like, and the stuff that's more for collectors, because
like Superior V, the fun stuff.
Superior V-Star.
The fun stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So we said last week that we'd do we would each make a deck list of Superior V-Star. Now I have to say, I'm pretty sure that I did say we're going to do it blind. Would not look at anything. So, but it's funny that Lewis's deck list is only 4 cards different from a deck list which was already out there, like a good one. So, unfair advantage.
No. Well, yours is absolutely dreadful.
I did mine in about 30 seconds because I just did it before the podcast started.
You forgot. It's not the commitment.
No, I didn't forget. I didn't forget. I had it. Well, I had it. I thought about it this morning actually, and I had it. I've just been so busy doing other stuff with my business that I kind of just that took precedence. Had to get things done. So, but I've done one. So I think we'll get them up on screen.
Let's do it.
Should we show? We'll show Lewis's plagiarism first.
No. It's quite a few cards different, actually. But look at it.
Oh, people might just be listening to this, so we need to explain it. So just quickly explain the strategy for your deck and what Superior V-Star does.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we discussed last week what Superior V-Star does, but if you didn't watch last week, there's a quick...
Go and watch it.
It's a quick rundown. Superior V for grass, double colorless, does 190 damage, and then you may switch energy from this Pokemon to Pokemon in any way you like. Then it has a V-Star power, which does 60 damage times 60 for each energy attached to the active Pokemon, and then you have to switch the Pokemon. So that offers some healing options if you remove the energy and then switch, or even if you play a switch of your own. Then you can just do the same thing without having like the 190 move and then probably the switch, heal, and stuff like that. I've also got backup attackers like a 1/1 line of Leafeon V-Star. I don't even know what that does, but I put it in there. Pretty sure it's 180 and then you take 30 less damage from attacks. So it's just a good 2-prize attacker that you can use as well.
Would you ever use that ability for the V-Star as well? It's kind of a boss, isn't it?
If you need to. You can use both, 100%. I've got Altaria in there, which is really cool, I think. The single prize Altaria, the colorless one for double turbo.
What set's that from?
I have no idea.
Let's have a zoom in. It's from Silver Tempest.
There you go. So that does some attack called Magical Echo or something.
Yeah.
And you pick one of your bench Pokemon, and for all the damage on there, you move that to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if you have like a Superior with like, I don't know, 240 on it, and then you just go Altaria, Bop on the active, you're taking a knockout with just a single prize card, or hopefully. That's about it really for the deck. Is most of the rest is just staples. There's 4 different tools in this list, which is very interesting. 1 air balloon, 1 big charm, 1 choice belt, and 1 big parasol. I think that's just because that's cool. I think that's really interesting, all those different tools. What do you think about all those tools?
I think it's okay, but you can't search just like random ones out, can you?
No.
So it's kind of like what you've got access to at the time, I guess.
Yeah.
But
you tool scrapper your own tools away.
Yeah, I
think you could have some like shenanigan where you remove your own tool and then attach a better one to suit the turn. That could be like a cheeky thing you could do. Apart from that, the list is just pretty standard.
All right.
And we'll see Ali's, I guess.
Well, on mine, I did mine in a flash. Basically, I like Bibarel because there wasn't any draw support, so I thought let's get Bibarel in there with industrious incisors. People always say industrial, don't they?
Nom nom.
Your stupid catchphrase.
Nom.
I put a Radiant Serena in. It's a kind of a half stupid healing deck, and not really thought. Radiant Serena has Elegant Heal. It heals 20 damage from each of your Pokemon every turn.
Very elegant.
Very elegant. 2 Hyper Potion. I did put a Cheryl in at some point and I took it out. So maybe I could do that. That's why I've got Energy Recycling as well, or 2 of them.
Oh.
Probably only one of them would probably do. Energy Lotto to get the energy. I was thinking about playing the Rillaboom. So you want the energy in your hand to then attach it with something beat. Is it Voltage Beat or something? I don't know. Where the Rillaboom would attach as many energy, or is it 2 energy or something from your hand to one of your Pokemon? And obviously some staple. I got Path to the Peak just for, if you want to impede other decks that rely on abilities with their rule box Pokemon.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, not as elegant as Lewis's. However, what we were saying before is now we've kind of got a list each. Why don't we? Maybe not over the next week, maybe 2 weeks. Give us a bit more time.
Yeah.
We could play it play it on the ladder. I'll play it online. You play it on live because I'm migrated to live now, and I still like using online. In a bit, I just want to have something I knew I don't like about live that I've just figured out.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that afterwards.
We'll
do this. So we can play, and then next time, say in 2 weeks' time, we can discuss how that went and the changes we made and why we made them, and then we'll try and refine the list a little bit more so it's just a bit better against all the decks where we've been facing, and have a catch up then to see where we're at.
Yeah, and that'll keep us busy for the 2 weeks. Give us something to do.
Well, I think again, for brand new players and players that aren't like really competitive, this is a perfect deck because it's so cheap. Even online, it's like you can get the Alt Art Superior for like 1 pack, 1 code, can't you?
Yeah, probably.
So, and in real life, no one cares about Superior.
It's fun to play. It's just it's all about keeping your play fun and more like you're not going to want to play something you don't like, which is what we were talking about earlier. Is I'm not going to turn into a regional playing something that I don't like. And then I just won't have like the mental state of, I actually enjoy playing this. You'll just be like, this is a load of.
Becomes a chore then, isn't it?
Especially if you're playing something along the lines of like a control deck that's just really hard to maneuver, especially for like, let's say 15 rounds. That's like 15 hours effectively.
And you're going to hit time every time.
I'd die. I'd need like 8 packs of painkillers on me.
You need Red Bull on a drip.
Yeah, in the final, I'll be on a drip.
Walking around with a drip.
that would definitely be something to marvel at.
So, like, for example, me, like, there's nothing stopping me once we like playing something like this. And obviously,
I would stop you from.
Yeah, Lewis. I'm trying to be like more generic. Maybe I know
what you mean, though. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's more go and get the experience and do it because. I've never played in a massive hall like that with 800 other people in there. It's going to be a bit weird on its own. So it might take me a bit to get used to before I start actually playing well.
I mean, I've only been to a handful of regionals, to be honest. But this is my first regional as a master, so that's going to be daunting on me.
Lewis.
I've been used to like 100 or less players. 800. I don't want to come 800th.
Don't think you will, mate.
That'd be sad.
I don't think you will.
But I'm excited. I'm actually excited. Like I'm buzzing.
I'll make a pledge now. If I go 0-3, I'm not dropping.
Wow.
I'm playing every round.
Me too.
We're shaking hands.
Yeah. So, I was going to say something about Liverpool then, and it was going to sound really inspirational. It just fell out of my head. It's going to be like a speech. Yeah.
What was it aimed at? New players or everyone?
Everyone. But we'll just skip over this part.
Come on, Lewis. I want to hear this.
I can't remember. It's gone.
Was it about saying it doesn't matter if you win or you lose, as long as we're together?
Oh wait, no, I remember what I was going to say. Just got to play Lugia, mate. So you got.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, I actually can't.
You
remember.
Idiot!
I actually can't remember. I've forgotten. I've actually forgotten. That's such a shame.
I don't. What if you remember it later on?
Yeah, I'll just randomly come out with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, cool.
I do know I'm not playing Lugia. I'm basically not buying. I can't buy any new cards. So the decks I've got now. Let's see what the best. Like, there's a few decks. Lewis is playing footsie with me.
No, I just kicked you by accident.
There's a,
Shut up.
So whatever decks I like playing, there's like 3 of them. I've got the Lost Box, I've got Giratina with Lost Box, and Mew VMAX, and I've even got stuff like Urshifu, but it's probably not the best right now. You can't even take out the 2 Archeops, can you?
No, that'd be so bad.
So whatever kind of looks the best bet, I'll probably just go with that.
Yeah. I think we have like bored people. I think everyone's lost their viewer count. Liverpool. Have you booked your?
No one's watching anyway. No one cares.
Have you booked your transport and all that malarkey yet?
Well, you know what I'm doing. I have my van, which I bought because I do triathlon races, and often I've got to drive the day before, and then you get a hotel room, you pay £50 to £100 for it, and I'm in there for 4 hours. I have to get up at stupid o'clock and go and do the race, and that's it. But what a waste of money. So instead, I bought this van. I did it up on the inside with a nice bed in there, all insulated, nice mattress. So I just park up near the event, sleep in the back of the van for however many hours, get up, race. So I just do the same at Liverpool.
Portable home.
So yeah, if anyone sees a little van around, just try not to get me clamped.
Yeah. Give it a little knock, see if he's still alive.
Leave some breakfast for me on the bonnet.
There you go. You'll wake up to a nice surprise from me and my parents. That sounds.
I'm worried now.
Hey, you know what I mean.
It's got to legally park it somewhere. What about you?
Hotel.
Well,
I haven't booked it. Do I look that responsible?
Well, you could save up with your job, couldn't you?
You could, yeah, maybe.
But yeah, so you're at the stage where you can still benefit from your parents buying you stuff. It's nice.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, they have booked it.
Is it a walking distance to the
Yes.
place? Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Which they like drive up the prices. Pokemon are ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone was saying like book the hotel as soon as possible, even if it's free cancellation.
Yeah.
You don't even get the tickets, just book it.
Yeah, it's just like money in the game. Like, so expensive.
I mean, you wouldn't have thought that a cardboard little game would cost so much.
Even entry was €60.
Yeah, so £52 it cost me.
It used to be like £15. I swear it used to be. That's ridiculous.
Well, I would hope that with the extra money and the larger pool of players they've got going now, that that money will be reinvested into the setup of the event and the hosting of it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they have to pay casters more to get good casters there, and the equipment they use and the streaming. And are the swag bags any better now than they used to be?
I mean, they're still the same. I don't know personally. I haven't been to one since before COVID or after COVID. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I know that some of the mats look cool, but that's always been the case.
Oh, the Evolution.
I don't like that one.
Don't like it?
No, I was probably the only person in the world that thought that mat was fit.
That's just for the international ones, though,
Yeah,
isn't it? So that would be at London.
I didn't like it though because it had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with the format at all. Like they've had international ones that have been like the Ultra Beast, and that's just when the Ultra Beasts got released. But the Evolutions have nothing to do with the format right now. So I was just like, that's a bit like they've just printed that for the sake of it.
A lot of people love EV, so from what I saw, most people loved it because it was EV.
Yeah, but
and it's like, oh look, it's good.
I'm always negative.
But we don't know. Yeah, negative Lewis. We don't know what the Liverpool map will be yet because it's changed. Like I saw a Reggie Drago one today. Was that Stuttgart?
Maybe, yeah. Probably.
Probably. It flashed up on Twitter. I wasn't sure where it was from.
There, flashing.
But yeah,
Reggie.
I touched on it before earlier when I was talking about Liverpool, because my first one, just go and don't even expect anything, just experience it. And I was talking to our friend Hasib as well, and he was telling me, and this is not me, I'm not bigging myself up at all at anything, but he was telling me like, you play so good when I play you online in the team challenge tournament. It was and Simon said it once, your dad said it once, and then another guy. Like, I seem to play a lot better when I'm in the comfort of my own home, playing qualifying events for team challenge, whatever, online. And then in real life, I'm just like, so much stuff going on. I'm a bit overwhelmed. There's almost like sensory overwhelm. Just like all this noise, all this people, and I struggle to get in that headspace of that when I'm at home, when I can think straight, when I've got the clarity, it's very clear what strategy I'm going to use in this turn and what I'm doing. And when I'm in a different environment, like, so for example, what it will be like that at Liverpool, it's very hard for me to stay in that mindset. I don't know. I don't think you have the same kind of thing, because whenever I talk about it, you just look at me like I'm an idiot. Just like, I don't get that. I play good all the time.
No, I know what you mean. It is a lot better online.
And so for me, it's like that mental side of it is trying to figure out what's the stuff I could do to keep me in the zone, as it were, when I'm playing in real life, and like not making jokes with people. Well, when I see someone I know, like, remember I'm there to play a game, but at the same time not make it too serious and be too miserable all the time and be like, oh, I want to play the game, and don't let it get too intense. So yeah, what's your take on that? Do you experience anything like that, or are you just whatever?
I don't. Online is a little bit better because you don't have to spend time like eyeballing your deck for like what you've prized. It's like you're just like, oh, that says 3 instead of 4. It's not in my hand, so it's in the prizes, and it's stuff like that. And especially like even just playing bosses orders, you just click on the Pokemon and it immediately comes up, and that happens in like 2 seconds. It's not like when you play boss in real life and you got to go that one, and then your opponent sometimes is like, which one? Huh?
Yeah.
it's like oh, that one. And then it's all these like little interactions that build up to make it seem a bit more confusing than.
And it's even much easier then to lose your train of thought, isn't it? Because you've got all these different things, the interactions between you and the player, and all the things, just to knock your initial. Well, what was I doing again? What was the point of that again? So that's something that for me, if I go through each game and I stay like mentally on track and I don't kind of go, oh, what was I doing again? I think for me that would be a success, regardless if I like win or lose, as long as I feel like I've not made so many stupid mistakes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I get you there. It's hard though. So in if you look at it at a regional perspective, we always say this, but big rounds and long rounds just add up. It gets a bit too much for some people, some more than others, Ellie.
It's just getting used to it.
Yeah, I'll probably won't be used to it because it's been ages since I've been in the tournament. Over 50 people.
I mean, imagine like you go 4-0 and you go on stream. Would you be nervous?
I'd be soiling myself.
So do you think that will affect how you play?
100%. Yeah. If I was on stream, I'd be so nervous. I'd be like one of those people that would be like, you got to push me on stream, all right? Unless I'm in the final, I'm not going on stream.
How would you prepare for that?
What the stream?
So, Lewis, you've gone 4-0. I'm the caster. We're going to put you on stream next round. You've got 10 minutes. Go and get all your stuff. Meet you here with this guy. Will take you backstage.
Depends who I'm playing against.
Someone noteworthy. Someone who came top 64 in the last regionals.
Drop.
Just drop.
I'm joking. I'd play it out. Yeah, it would be
obviously
it would be an experience to be on stream, but it'd be. I think the one thing that would scare me is judges. That just petrifies me. That they're like,
yeah, because there's one or two of them.
Yeah, they're like watching your gameplay, and I'm like, I'm scared.
And I was watching the final with Tord at LAIC, and if when he uses his ability in his cards, he was turning them sideways. And at the end, so his Archeops, he'll go sideways in his Oranguru. And then when his turn ends, sometimes just forget to put them the right way up. And the judges straight away the hand would reach over and they'd put the cards the right way up for him. So they're that in the game. They're that like eyes of a hawk watching every move, and everyone's watching you as well.
You have some potato judges that don't even know how to play the game.
This is our opinions are our own. Lewis's opinions are his own. My opinions are my own.
Potato judges, mate. Nah, I'm joking. Most judges are really, or all judges are really.
Well, just we could talk about that a little bit.
Can we?
Because we mentioned it earlier, didn't we? We had a conversation earlier.
Yeah.
About judging, and that we feel that from experience and issues people have had with judge calls, we were saying that wouldn't it be better if judges played the game a bit more or kept themselves up to date with all the new cards and things like that? Because a lot of the time there's been a bit of an unknown and uncertainty about what certain cards do, and no one's perfect. No one has to be perfect, but then if there's no head judge there, or it's going to take a while, and a judge gets something wrong, you're kind of screwed. And even if you disagree and with them, I know you can appeal it, but then you've got to hope that there is a head judge there to come over. Yeah, because you can always say, I don't agree with that decision. Please, can we call a head judge? I guess that can be quite stressful. But yeah, there are judges out there who judge but don't play that often, and probably arguably don't know the game as well as most of the players do who are there.
There's some judges that don't even know like staple cards, what they do, but like not obviously like staple, but like ones that like a little bit more out of the meta. Like I know the example you gave was Aurora Energy.
Yeah, there was something, I can't remember exactly what it is, what the issue was, but it was like if you had to. It might have been with the Reggie deck or something about discarding, because with Reggie LAIC, when you have to discard lightning energy, do you discard the Aurora energy?
Okay.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But the judge didn't know.
Oh.
And that was like, well, the judge should know, because that is kind of a standard thing.
I
because
knew that.
Yeah. Well, I know from playing it and it happening, and it makes sense when you read the card, because Aurora energy acts as one of any of the basic energy at a time.
Yeah.
And in that instance, it is acting as the lightning energy. So when you play the attack, you discard all the lightning energy. So you just get rid of the Aurora energy. So things like that, where if judges were more up to date and playing a bit more, then they would kind of more right calls would be made, and it would save time as well.
Yes.
But judges it's not a paid position, is it? They're just volunteers, and they get some booster boxes and play mat and some goodies and whatever. So you cannot expect judges to act as like paid employees, these really professional people who have, that's their job to do that. This is just an extra thing. So maybe if, you could, one counter thing you could do to improve that was change that system.
Yeah.
I was like, we'll have self-employed judges. We'll give them a fee. They come and they do it. Then you can be more harsh, I guess. Like, you are expected to stay up to date with the game and know all the cards, and we might test you every set or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like I know there's countless judges that really take pride in the game and will play it as well as judge. As judging for them is all like a hobby, so they are more interested in it. But there are also some judges that don't play the game that I think just do it, I don't know, because they like Pokemon. And that's not really a reason to judge. I think it's why you're called a judge. It's like the judge of football isn't just some random person that they've got off the streets.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
I'm a football referee, but I didn't look at the memo that went out last week about the changes to the VAR rules and how to interpret things. I was like, well, and it happens in a game, and you make the wrong decision because you're not up to date with it. That's not acceptable, is it?
No, especially with the angry football fans that are around.
Yeah.
They'll be like, what?
And link that with we're paying more money to go to these regionals. There's money on that. You can win big prize money at these regionals as well. So yeah, it's kind of like maybe there is room for improvement. I've never been to one, but this is just what I'm seeing and the vibe I get. There's room for improvement there. So let's see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, there are some interesting judge calls. I think like some interesting like judge decisions. There was one at LAIC with that kid in this. There was a senior in top eight, which he got DQ'd because apparently his dad was signaling things of aspects of the game to his son, which I think the way they handled that, I won't get into any of the details, but it is on Twitter if you don't want to look at it. But the way they handled that was appalling. They gave no reason, a sufficient reason as to why this senior should be DQ'd. And to make it worse, the senior has literally just been told that he's put into top eight and then straight out of top eight. And when you're DQ'd, you don't even get your prizes for your placement because you're just like a blank. You're blank. You weren't there. You don't get any championship points, any potential prize money packs, like special mat or bag, whatever the tournament is. You're just out. I think the least they could do is just give them that. It would be a way of them being like, yeah, we screwed up.
It's a shame because these decisions can have a massive impact on a player. For all we know, that kid could never want to play Pokemon again. And for the sake of just having a little bit of a better approach to judge calls, even if it takes a little bit more resource, a little bit more time, if judging at the minute is a voluntary thing, just get a few more judges there. Just for these controversial kind of things that come up, just because the little bit of extra effort there isn't much in comparison to the harm it can do to someone's hobby.
Yeah, well, that's what they're there for, is to help us out. But they carry on what you're saying. I was just saying they're there to help us out.
Yeah,
that's about it, isn't it? The judges, honestly, scary people.
You know what? I've not obviously seen that so many times. I've not been yet. Somewhere where there's lots of judges. I'm quite nervous about it. I'm kind of half expecting there to be a problem with a call or something. I'm like, what's going?
Yes.
Like I mentioned earlier, someone started to say the name of an attack. Maybe said the first syllable or something. So what's the name of an attack? What's Lugia's attack? Summoning.
No, that's the ability. It's Tempest Dive.
Tempest Dive. So maybe you go, oh no, I'm just going to do this. And then the opponent goes, no, you start saying the attack. That's the attack name. So they called a judge, and the judge agreed with the opponent. And I was like, well, he didn't say the attack. He just kind of said one syllable of the attack. And
actually, I was going to use Team Yalgrund.
Yeah.
There you go.
So and it was unfortunate because it's on Twitter again, this one. And so what should have happened is the attack should not have gone through, and the player should have just been able to finish their turn and then attack when they wanted to. But because their opponent was really difficult, it seemed like that swayed the judge's opinion on it, because they don't want to get involved in that difficult scenario there with a difficult player. Let's just give it to them and let's just say they're right. So yeah, there's a bit of it's just a bit worrying. But I don't know. There's no point in worrying stuff that hasn't happened yet to us personally.
Well, let's start
see.
Slagging off the judges.
We're not slagging off.
No,
we're not slagging off anyone off.
We're just addressing certain problems.
We're talking about facts. Yeah. And we're constructively.
Constructive criticism.
Like I don't believe in the blame game at all. Things are. It's not your fault. It's just like, this has happened. How do we improve it?
Yeah.
And that mindset ensures that things get better from then on. The blaming stuff is just a backwards way, and bitching and moaning about stuff has no benefit whatsoever. I don't like it. I really don't like it. You can talk about things that have happened that are negative without bitching and moaning about it, and you can constructively talk about this is maybe a solution.
Yeah.
Lewis is just laughing at me.
I'll tell you what we do like though.
What?
The new product Pokemon this week. Finally, after years of waiting.
Go on.
Years.
Go on.
The Mew V.
Years?
The Mew V Max Battle Deck, is that what they're called?
I mentioned that already.
Oh. Yeah, but we just lightly brushed over it.
We brushed over it with a nice pink brush.
But we're excited for that. Battle VIP passes
Very
for
excited.
everyone.
Yeah, because in the last... Well, I didn't even think about that. Well, yeah. Scalpers go away.
Yeah,
because they'll be buying them all and selling the VIP passes for stupid number of pounds each.
buzz off.
Yeah, go away, scalpers. We don't
What's
want
in
you
it? Is it
here.
like 4 Genesects, 4 Mew?
No, so each Mew V battle box has 2 Mew, 2 V Max, 2 Genesect, all VIP pass.
Right, that's good.
So so for a top deck, you just buy 2. Well, for me, I'll buy 2 of the battle boxes, so I'll get a 4-4-4 line of the Mew, V Max, V, and Genesect.
Yeah.
But I'll have 8 VIP passes, so naturally I don't need 8. I'll sell 4 of them. But I'm not buying it to flip VIP passes.
Are you?
Absolutely not. I love Mew.
I know you do.
And I already have 4 VIP masses actually. VIP passes. I have 4, so I don't need the VIP passes at all. And I don't care about if I want to make money. I just work on my business. I don't buy Pokemon products to sell little pieces of cardboard for a couple pound each. It's not a way to make money.
Well, if Pokemon want to make money, I think they should release a Lugia V battle deck. That would just be ridiculous.
That might be coming.
It would be ridiculous, but they did it with Palkia.
Maybe end of 2023 they'll do one.
Ooh.
But the point is, this Mew V battle box is it's a tier 2.
If that, yeah. Probably
Definitely tier 2.
Maybe tier 1.
Maybe on par with tier 1.
With like Lugia being like
tier
0.
Yeah, if Lugia is, what is it? They call it tier S, don't they?
S tier and then
S tier, and then tier 1 is you got Mew V Max there, maybe Lost Box.
In the middle of S tier.
So to have a deck that is still current, not going out of rotation anytime soon, and they release it in this format, which is so easy to get hold of. It's $29.99 for one of the boxes from a shop. That is amazing. That is such a good thing for accessibility to playing the game. A new player could just pick that up. It's not too difficult to learn how to play the Mew VMAX deck. It's hard to master, but you can get to grips with the strategy quite easily. I think it's a really, really good asset to the game, and it's going to encourage more people to get involved in it. I'm quite excited by that fact.
Good value for money.
Yeah. What about you? I think I'm more like thinking of new players, and then you're more just like, yeah, I want to be. I'm competitive though, so I think a bit less about that than I do.
I love
Mew. For example,
I love Mew. It's one of my favorite decks. I still haven't played it for a while. I do think it is a respectable, good deck. So bringing that out and making it available to more and more people is a better deck for people to play. It's better than the Shadow Rider one by a mile, and the Ice Rider one by quite a while.
And they're not bad still, are they?
Bad, but having such a good attacker that's easy to, and it's not like the Palkia boxes, which is a good deck, but the way they've done it is you have to buy 4 of them for it.
Which is £100
for it to be effective. So I think they're getting there slowly with their accessibility for new players. Their theme decks are a lot better. I'll tell you that now.
Well, they're not called theme decks anymore, are they? Do you mean the V?
Just the little ones, like a battle deck. The little ones.
The one that has like one V in there.
They're called like battle decks, or they're not even called theme decks anymore. Gotcha, they were just so bad. They have a bad name, you know. But I think that's about it, really. If you have anything, that's it from me. But if you have anything to add,
I actually have 2 the Groundon and Kyogre theme decks from Sun and Moon in a little box in my room somewhere. Where if I'm like with a friend or someone who doesn't really play Pokemon, but they want to learn it, like any other board game you get out, you say, "Oh, we'll just play this theme deck and play Pokemon." So that's kind of like an option instead of playing like Monopoly or something. And I think it's brilliant for that because I still get to play Pokemon. Obviously, it's a bit different. You have like 20 energy in your deck, and everything takes like 10 turns longer than usual. But it's still fun. It's still Pokemon.
Yeah, it's still Pokemons.
Right, should we do this quiz?
It's my turn now. You've got your Pokemons.
Pokemon. So it's basically at the minute the score is 0-0.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. Out my jeans.
Yeah.
Getting my battle gear on, you know.
So a recap. What happens is I've got one of 3. Well, there's 3 abilities written down. 1 easy, 1 medium, and 1 hard. And Lewis has got to guess the ability name.
Yes.
For the easy one, it doesn't get any clues, and if he gets it, he gets 1 point. For the medium one, you can have clues. you can know the Pokemon's name. And
No, it's not. It's I need to explain this to Ali.
so just tell me with the medium
what we do
one.
is you read out the Pokemon that has the ability. So you're like, I don't know, Pumpkaboo from whatever set Pumpkaboo's from, and then you're like, what's the ability name? And then the clue is, the clue is, you can get the Pokemon, you can get the ability text, and yeah, that's the clue, the ability text, and
so
the
the
attack.
ability text is the clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
if that makes sense to the viewers and you.
So yeah. So I say the name and the set it's from.
Yep. Of
and,
the Pokemon.
And Lewis has got to give me the name of
The ability. E.g.
So
pumpkin.
do you want to go easy, medium, or hard?
What did you go with last time? Medium.
I went medium.
Go with medium again.
Medium rare.
Really mixing it up. Medium.
So I say the name of the Pokemon and the set it's from,
Yep.
and you've got to guess the name of the ability.
Yes.
Oricorio from Fusion Strike.
Lesson in Zeal.
Yeah, you got it.
I
Well
knew
done.
that. Yeah, let's go. That's the one that does 20 less damage for each Fusion Strike.
Yeah, shall I read it out?
Yeah, go on.
All of your Fusion Strike Pokemon take 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. You can't apply more than one a turn.
Oh.
Well done.
What were the other two, just out of curiosity?
The easy one was Leafeon V from Evolving Skies.
Don't know what that does. Is that Greening Cells?
Yep.
Oh, let's go. I'm smashing you.
And the
Wait,
hard...
I'm smashing it.
Lewis, shut up. And the hard one, Corviknight VMAX from Battle Styles.
What? I would never have got that.
Lustrous Body.
I would never have got that. Not in a million years.
I would
Which
have
one was
never have
that?
got your hard one.
Which one was that?
It's prevent all effects
Was that a V?
of your VMAX. Prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's abilities done to this Pokemon.
Never have got that.
I played it at League once. Yeah,
Did you?
Corviknight V and VMAX.
The heal tank.
It's got free retreat. Yeah, and you Cheryl it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Oh wow. Well.
Well done. 1-0
how many
to
points
Lewis.
Do I get that? No, I get 2 points for medium, then.
Oh, because you didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
2-0 to Lewis.
Woo!
And yeah, your turn next week.
That's better than my first time at this quiz, so I'll take that.
Wait. Well, no, that's
don't-
not the week one. Wasn't.
Yeah, that's a multiverse.
We can forget that ever happened.
That episode never happened, no.
No.
All right. Is that it? Or have we got more? Or have we not got more?
That's everything we've written down to talk about. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening.
Please share this video with one person who hasn't seen it, who may like it. If everyone does that, maybe we'll get 4 followers instead of 2. And like it, subscribe, leave a comment, or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, leave a rating for it.
Yeah.
We want to do this and push it. We're doing it just because, really. But it'd be really good if we got more listeners, and because the stuff we're talking about could be quite useful for beginners and players in general. So if we can grow and make it a bit bigger, then cool.
If you have one friend that is interested in learning how to play Pokemon, learning the aspects of Pokemon, then give them a quick link of us so they can check us out and give us a follow or something along those lines.
But along those lines, those wavy lines.
Those wavy lines of me and Ali Brown.
And we're obviously going to be doing plenty more since Liverpool, but we will be at Liverpool too.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Easily recognised as well.
Yes.
We're going to have...
Man and me.
We're going to have T-shirts, aren't we?
Oh, we are, yes. Some special T-shirts and maybe some little business cards.
You never know.
You never know.
We'll be there all professional.
Yeah, we could wear suits. That would be amazing.
Oh, not sure about
Pink
that.
suit. No,
not sure about a suit.
Maybe not.
Maybe if we ever get to go on stream, don the suit.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Cool.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening. If you're still here,
Yeah,
we appreciate
Absolutely.
you. All right. Ta-ra a bit.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.